Henry had returned from Crewe. He had been rebuilt from a flawed Gresley A1 prototype into a Scania Class 5, one of the newer British engines.
I feel more power than I've ever felt before. It's almost as if I was reborn.
That's great, Henry. I'm glad to see you're in good working order. Also, while you were gone, another engine did your work for you.
Who?
His name is Casey. He's very friendly and everyone likes him. He's been tackling your trains left and right like it's nothing. Though Percy had not meant to, he had upset Henry.
Rubbish! I've worked very hard before I was rebuilt, and I'm sure I can work harder than he ever will with this new shape. Now if you'll excuse me, I have more important things to do than chat with silly little tank engines.
Percy was right. The other engines were very impressed by Casey's work ethic and behaviour, and all of them praised him. All that is, except Henry. He was jealous of Casey, and one night, when Casey was in the shed, Henry snapped at him.
I've been having a great life here, Edward. Your railway is absolutely beautiful. My old line in America was nothing like this.
Hey, that's great, Casey. I'm glad you like it here.
Like it? I love it here. Doing Henry's work has been nothing but a pleasure. I've enjoyed every single second of it. The fast trains, the hustle and bustle of the main line, everything. The fat director has been pleased with me too. He thinks I'm the perfect match for Henry.
Henry had been listening to the conversation between Edward and Casey, and was furious.
I'm very capable of working, and I could give you a run for your money.
Casey, who hadn't noticed Henry, looked at the big green engine.
What?
Don't play oblivious with me. I was rebuilt at Crewe into a much more robust engine after going through hell because of a build error, was bullied for it, nearly replaced, and this is what I come home to?
Henry, I'm sorry if I offended you.
Are you? Are you really sorry? You come here boasting about how good you are to everyone, and saying that my work is a breeze. If you were really sorry, you would get out and sleep somewhere else. The yard would be perfect for you considering your disgusting appearance. Now leave!
Henry, please, be reasonable.
Leave! Now! And for goodness sake, have a wash down. You're filthy. Good riddance.
There was no reason for you to be rude to him, Henry. We needed as much help as we could get while you were being rebuilt, and we were really lucky when Casey came here. Had it not been for him, the railway would have gone under. Also, Casey was in danger of being scrapped and had nowhere else to go but here, and he did your jobs without any fuss whatsoever. You should be grateful.
Nonsense! What I am grateful for is my new shape, not some grotesque mogul who brags about how good he is to everyone, always so stuck up, acting like he's better. Who does he think he is? Now, I'm going to sleep. Good night, Edward.
The next day, Henry reached Tidmouth with a freight train. He was boiling with anger as his fireman uncoupled him from his train. He was so busy thinking about Casey that he wasn't paying attention. Too late, he realised that he was moving too fast to stop before the buffers. He braked hard and shut his eyes. There was a loud crack! When Henry opened his eyes, he saw that the buffers had been destroyed completely. Luckily, his driver and fireman were unhurt, but Henry had severely damaged his tender.
Oh no, Casey's going to laugh when he hears about this.
He felt very silly by the time Casey came to his rescue, and even more foolish when he was back on the rails and facing a very disgruntled director.
I expected you to be more careful than this, Henry. You have inconvenienced me greatly. Now James and Casey will need to juggle your work with their own. James will not like that one bit.
I know, sir. I'm very sorry, sir.
Henry returned from the works a few days later. When he saw the other engines that night, he thought that they would ridicule him for his clumsiness and misbehaviour. But to his surprise, they were very quiet, especially Casey. At last, after an awkward silence, Henry apologised to Casey.
I'm sorry I was jealous. I guess I just felt nervous when I heard that you took on my jobs like it was nothing. I couldn't always work because of my faults, and your work ethic was superb compared to mine. I was nearly replaced because I couldn't work as hard as I can now.
It's okay, Henry. Besides, the others told me fascinating stories about you.
Really?
Yes, they told me that despite your frequent illnesses, you still tried hard to prove your worth. And that says a lot about who you are.
Casey's right, Henry. Although not many of us have shown it, we are truly proud of you. You are a really useful engine.
Indeed.
So, no hard feelings, right, Henry?
Right.
Glad to hear it. Well, I'm going to get some sleep. Good night, everyone.
As Casey's eyelids dropped, Henry smiled. Henry and Casey are now great friends. Casey occasionally takes Henry's freight trains to lighten his workload. The big green engine is always grateful for Casey's help, and Casey is glad to be of service.